Ooh, yeah. Na 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 na, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's dance in style, let's dance for a while. Heaven can wait, we're only watching the skies. Hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. I hear the drums echoing tonight, but she hears only whispers of some quiet conversation.
This is Timmy Love.
Big mountain in the house.
More love from Timmy Love.
Oh yeah. La da da do.
Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed. No more backward thinking. Time for thinking ahead. Timmy Love.
Yes, messenger.
Oh,
You know, say love and unity, we are teaching people them for real.
tell it to the world.
Time for living a love and unity.
Yeah. In the morning when I rise, I give praises to the Most High. On His mercies I rely. He's guiding I and I. At my table He set a plate. Oh yes, I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hand. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
Timmy Love. Let's go.
To make it to the top, you have to give it all you got. No matter what people say, you have to fight non-stop. Give a little, take a little, then you push it to the max. You got to know what you want as a matter of fact.
Here it comes. Time for burning fire representing. Big up yourself in a Timmy Love, you don't know. King Hopes and definitely representing, you don't know. Yes.
Another happy home for sale. One more love has failed. Two more fools have tried, but they got so much pride inside their foolish hearts. They don't believe in giving in, though they know they both can't win. One's right, one must be wrong, but forgiving make a love grow stronger. When the pieces of your love are scattered far and wide, bend down, bend down, bend down, pick them from the ground now.
Hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. Are you gonna drop the bomb or not? Let us die young and let us live forever. We don't have the power, but we never say never. Sitting in the sandpit, life is a short trip. This music's for the sad man. Can you imagine as the race is won? Turn our golden faces into the sun. Praising our leaders, forgetting it too. The music's played by the madman. Forever young, I wanna be forever young. Do you really wanna live forever? Forever. Are you ready? Forever young, I wanna be forever young.
Welcome to ReggaeBitz&Pcs. We'll be vibing with Timothy Lovelace, who goes by the name Timmy Love. Timmy Love is a singer, bassist, and the leader of the Reflexx Band. He resides in Connecticut, U.S.A, and has been in the music business for over 20 years. Let's welcome Timmy Love to ReggaeBitz&Pcs. Hi, Timmy. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate the warm welcome. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, a pleasure to have you here. Give us some background on your early childhood. Where in St. Mary were you born and the schools you attended?
Okay, I was born in Islington, St. Mary, and I went to Water Valley All Age School. And upon leaving Water Valley, I went to Prospect College, which is located on the border of St. Anne and St. Mary, Prospect, close to Ochareas. And I went to, well, Prospect College is like a junior college in the United States, but um, like a high school, like Dental Technical um, or any of the high school, Wolmer's, any of the high schools in Jamaica, KC, kind of that same caliber in terms of we do GCE, A level, and O levels, and we do, um, um, of course, when you go there first, you do the regular um, CXC exams and stuff. But I stayed at Prospect for 3.5 years. It's a school where you get a scholarship from. Um,
Yeah.
it was that school was actually given to Jamaica by a gentleman called Sir Harold Mitchell from Scotland, England, Scotland, and then he was a part of the English government for a while. He was the secretary to Sir Winston Churchill. So he gave that school as a present to Jamaica, and they recruit boys only for that school. And I was one of 7 students from my school, Water Valley All Age, who took that entrance examination. And out of the 7 boys, I was the only one that passed the exam, the entrance exam, and I went there. Prospect is a semi-military organization. So music, of course, we learn music there from grade 1 up to grade 4, grade 5. And then also they had a marching band. And I was in a marching band. At first I was a side drummer. And then I moved on to be the drum major, the leader of the band. And we win a couple of drum corps finals in Jamaica when I was at Prospect. And of course, I studied really hard, and I did well in school. And then after I left Prospect, I became a waiter first in Ochareas, and then I was always drawn to music. My dad was a guitar player. He used to play for the church, and oftentimes I would try to pick up his guitar and try to play it and learn a few chords here and there. But I had this love for music inside of me, and it wouldn't go away. And then I started playing. I started hanging out with a friend of mine who was in one of the bands in Ochareas, one of the hotel bands, and his name was Leopold Garden. And then I started practicing with him, and then he said, "Timmy, no, you don't need to play the guitar, man. You need to play the bass. You have a nice look on the being a bass player. You don't look like a guitarist, but once you pick up the bass, it's a whole different image." So I started fooling around the bass, and then before you know it, I was playing the bass, and I started learning. I went for a couple of lessons with a couple of bass players, one of which was at the time Richard Barr, who now plays for Third World. So I used to work out with him on the bass for quite some time. And I remember one thing he told me. I was trying to rush myself to play it, and he goes, "Tim, no, take it easy, play it slow. Anything that you do slow, you will be able to play it fast. But take it easy and start slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that, and take it easy, and then it will come automatically." And so said, so done. I enjoyed playing the bass and never stopped until I ended up in one of the hotel bands in Ochareas. So that's basically as far as school is concerned. Yes, school life was really good and everything, but I wanted to be a musician so bad, so I couldn't wait. And then, but with the background from Prospect College, I was able to use those music skills that I learned there. Some of the theoretical part of music, and applied to playing the bass, and that was it. I started playing in one of the bands in Ochareas.
And I think I read where you said that you liked Derek Barnett as well. I think he influenced you from
Yes,
Sagittarius.
yes, and I did some work with him too. Derek, I always watch Derek, and a couple of people look at me. A few people along the line look at me, and they say, "Yo, you have a Derek vibe, man. You always run up and down on the stage when I play the bass." And that's that Derek used to do when he was in Sagittarius, and I got to meet him, and he become a friend of mine. Right now, he lives in New York City, and I've done quite a few shows with him. As a matter of fact, one of the I have a promotional video on my website where it says Tim. If you look it up, it just put Timmy Love and Reflexx with 2X. And Derek Barnett was playing bass in that video with me. We did like a 10-minute video for promotional reasons, and it's still used. It's on YouTube and it's also on my website. And yeah, Derek, yeah man,
Yeah.
good guy, bad
I
bass.
remember I remember Derek from Sagittarius. He usually, yeah, like you said, he used to run up and down the stage.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And he had his bass was small in
Yes,
terms of
still do.
size.
Headless. Yes. Used to have one of those basses too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the North Coast, how long were you there? Were you there for 8 years when you played
Um,
in the North Coast?
I would say, let me see. About about yeah, about 7 8 years I was in Ocho-Rios region playing at the Americana. Well, first I started at the Silver Seas and Golden Seas, were two sister hotels owned by the same management group, and I used to play in those two hotels. And then the manager of the band that was the Americana then was Art Richards. I heard about me, and I went there to do. He requested that I come and did uh, an audition. I went and I did the audition, and boom, he just said, "Look, you're in." So,
Okay.
and then I started playing at the Americana. But the Silver Seas and Golden Seas I played for about, I'd say about 2 years, 3 years. But then I was about 5 6 years playing at the Americana in Ocho-Rios.
Okay. What was the experience like on the on the North Coast, singing on the North Coast? What was it like for
I'm
you?
going to tell you the truth. It was really nice, and I'm telling you that, and a lot of musicians who do the hotel circuit can tell you that it's it's the hotel circuit kind of make you aware of not just playing reggae, but playing different kinds of music, such as R&B, pop. We play even standards, old standard songs. We play like stuff like jazz stuff. One of my favorite songs I used to play was "Girl from Ipanema." So we play a variety of things as opposed to being just a reggae band. So of course, when the reggae part of the show comes around, we'll be dancing and carrying on stage and trying to build that vibe with the tourists that will come to Jamaica and come there to listen to the band and to hear the good music. But that scene or the hotel circuit kind of lends us to playing different kinds of music, which make us a little bit more versatile, in playing the instrument and also singing different songs. So I started as a bass player, and then I, started singing and playing the bass, which people like Derek and some of those guys do. Even Richie Barr does that too, because he used to do cabaret on the North Coast. So yeah, and then I just kind of just fall in and just
Yeah.
love it.
So because of those experiences on the North Coast, I mean, you would say that you're a well-rounded musician then.
Pretty much, yes, yes. I got like a wide knowledge of what's going on in the music business, not just reggae, but
Other genres.
other genres of music. Yes.
Yeah. I know Michael Jackson and Bob Marley are your musical icons. What is it about them that make them your musical icons?
Um, I'm gonna be um, ultimately honest about those two icons or individuals. With as far as Michael Jackson is concerned, um, I like what he brings to the table in terms of his performance. I like him being an entertainer. So not just the singing, but he dances, he interact with the crowd, and he builds um, some kind of a connection with the crowd that is just, to me, priceless. Because when you do that, when you can envelop your audience and you can kind of sing to them and you can let them feel what you're feeling,
Mhm.
that in itself is powerful, And I have a degree in leadership, a master's degree, and in leadership, I learned some of that kind of thing. It's good when you can understand people and you can um, learn about people and build that connection with people, because it's all about love and giving and accepting and building teams. and that's how the world goes. So Michael Jackson was that kind of a guy to me. With Bob Marley now, I love Bob Marley for a different reason. I like the lyrical contents of his song. Every song that Bob Marley wrote, from Three Little Birds to I Shot the Sheriff to Could You Be Loved, and any of those songs, they're so, if you listen to them, they're so meaningful. They're um, so far fetched, and to me, it's like Jamaica on a whole have this thing about idiomatic sayings and proverbs and all those things. And I believe that Bob Marley used some of the things that the roots of things from Jamaica that we have, which is part of our culture, and demonstrate it in his music, and then bring it to light in such a magnificent way that even if you don't understand all the lyrical content of what he's saying, you can put meaning to it, because his music is so infectious and meaningful. And of course, there are lots of his lyrics that you hear. You can put your own spin, your own feeling to it, because the meaning is always astounding and profound. You know?
Okay, I can understand that. I can understand that. Nobody like Bob.
Of course.
Timmy, you have 5 albums to date, right? Light Up Your Heart, 1996. My Inner Feelings, 1999. Bust the Place, 2001. A Little Time with You, 2002. And Cool Water Rhythm, 2005. How well were these albums received, and when will you be doing your next album?
Okay. Well, over the years, I have played in the New York tri-state area, meaning New York, Connecticut, and New Jersey. And I used to play like 3, 4, 5 nights a week sometimes, all along the coast, and from from nightclubs to restaurants to private parties, weddings, you name it. All of those shows I was playing and making my records coming along while I was doing my music, playing in these places. So I would make the albums and sell them at the shows, out of the trunk of my car. Sometimes, I'll put a pile on the stage in a box and people just come and buy them, So over the years, I've done well selling them on my own. Also, my most recent one, a little Time of Your Life, that I'm selling on CD Baby, and of course it's on all the platforms, So from YouTube to Spotify, you name it, all of them, you can find that there. But also, recently I've started working on my new album, and this is my best work ever. I've put a lot of effort and time into it. I've completed 6 of the songs already, and which are doing very well. As a matter of fact, I'll just tell you something really quick. Of these 6 songs that I've done, I could name a few of them, but the one that's really taking, really taking shape, I did a remake of Forever Young, that Alphaville classic, and I did it in a reggae style, my own version, and couple of people have commented to me like, Timmy, they sound better than the original. I'm like, no. And they're like, yes, does. We love it. And then I was home one day and I got a call from London last year, because I put that song out now, but I put it out as a single about a little over a year and a half, or close to 2 years. And I got a call from Fame FM in England, in London, and they wanted me to come up as a special guest and to sing that song. And I went over there last September, the 15th of September of 2023. And when I felt so good. So when I sang the first verse backstage, and when I walked out in the audience and the people were just singing the words with me and waving in the air with their hands in the air, it was amazing. So yes, I'm on my 6th album, which I'm looking to finish in a couple of months. 4 more songs to go. I'm putting 10 songs on this album. So look out for it. the name of the album is going to be called Love and Unity. As a matter of fact, Love and Unity is one of the tracks that I did with
Luciano.
Luciano, yes. And then I also did a remake of Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes song "Wake Up Everybody," and that I
Yeah,
did with Big Mountain.
with Big Mountain. As you're talking about that, let me just segue into that. How did you collaborate with Big Mountain to cover that?
Okay, so I met a booking agent guy who knew Big Mountain. He loved my stuff and was like, oh yeah, I love your music. Friend of mine told me about you, and he said maybe I could get you some hook up with some people. I'm a booking agent. We'll see if we can do some bookings too. But I know Big Mountain very well, and Kino, the lead singer, he said, listen, I can get a link with Kino and see if you could do a song with him. And so I sent my music to Kino. He said he wanted to listen. It sent it to him, and he said, "Oh, yo, nice." He loved my music, and we talked a couple of times on the phone. And one of the times when I was talking to him, I was telling him, "Oh, I love their remake of "Baby I Love Your Ways," and I was telling him how I was singing it at a party, and the place go wild. And he goes, yo, man, I would really like to do a song with you. And I said, I would love to do a song with you too. And we just come up with the song, album, Rebel and the Blue Notes, because I think, and I had a interview with Richie B from Jamaica before regarding that song, Wake Up Everybody. And what I told him, and I will tell you a little piece of it, is that the truth is when I was doing that song, I was looking at what's going on in the world today with all from I would say from around the year 2000 to present, from the those the 9/11 attack on USA, the killing of Saddam Hussein and the war that was going on over there, all the other all the tsunamis and everything else. Even at one time we had in 2008 when we had um, what was going on when Obama just took over and everybody
Okay.
we couldn't there was no money, things weren't even working right with the country and many other things that happened during then and now. To me, I just believe that the world was going through a dark time, and I just believe, and then we come with COVID and everything just kind of shut down. So my thing is that we need something to uplift people and to build them up and let them understand that look, the world is here and we are the people of the world and we should be strong enough, with the help of the Almighty God, of course. We can put this back together, and I believe that music is going to play a huge part in bringing back the world to what it was, because it's been really sad. So my thing about wake up everybody, when I refer that song to Big Mountain, to Kino, he said, yes, let's do that song. And I strongly believe that it's time that we wake up and know that we are our brother's keeper. If we help each other, this world can be a better place.
Okay, that's nice. And Marlon Clark made the rhythm track, right, and produced the song.
Yes, this is
Yes,
very true. Yeah.
Mr.
So
Marlon.
it's funny that you said Marlon, because how I met Marlon is when I went to a friend of mine told me about Marlon before and said you should do a couple of tracks with him. He's good, and so I reached out to him and I tell him what I wanted to do, and he did it. But prior to doing that song, when I went over to England, I met Marlon personally. I actually started talking to him on the phone, and we started becoming friends on the phone, and we've been really good friends ever since. It's like one of my best friends, I'm telling you,
Wow.
honestly. In less than a year, me and this guy had bonded so much because we kind of see eye to eye, and we kind of have the same kind of mannerism about doing things, and the same ideas about how we feel about life and music and what we want to bring to the world through music and all those things. We kind of have the same ideologies and things. So yes, I met him when I was over there, and we became really good friends. And I talked to him about the track, and I kind of tell him what I wanted it to sound like and what I wanted in there, the different instrumentation. He was like, Tim, you're crowding the song too much. I'm like, yeah, but that's how I want it. And I was really delighted with the outcome. He did a terrific job, by the way.
Yeah, he
So
did.
kudos to Marlon
He
Clark.
did. He did.
Okay.
Um, well, I'm going to kind of segue into this other section too, where I want to know what inspired you to do Forever Young, Africa, and Love and Unity with Luciano.
Okay. All right. All right. So Forever Young, I'll tell you, I have a son um, who used to be in the music biz, and he started, making beats at home. And he took Forever Young, the song itself, and created a hip hop beat around it. And when I heard it, I'm like, this is like crazy. I said, how did you do that? And he said, no, I just wanted to give it a different feel. I changed the drum pattern, and I do this with the bass, and I do that, and it came out that way. And I just love it. So I kept hearing the song in my head all along, and I keep listening to the song, and I'll tell you exactly what I did. I relate that song to something that my mother said to me years ago. She passed away. God bless her soul. God bless her soul. But I remember her telling me when I was a young boy that um, God um, is gone to prepare a place for us. And when we get to that place, we will never grow old. So I always had that in the back of my head. Of course, I grew up in church, a Pentecostal church in Jamaica. That Pentecostal religion is where I grew up in. So I am a firm believer of God. I believe that there's somebody who wake me up this morning and somebody who is going to wake me up tomorrow if I do get up. And if I don't get up and he take my soul, then it's my time to go. But I truly believe in God, truly and strongly do believe in God. And so when I heard the song Forever Young, what my son did with it, and I started listening, and I kind of remember what my mother told me, I said, I really have to do this song. And I went to my son, I said, Donnie, I'm going to do this song over in reggae style. And he goes, no, you shouldn't. I have something on it already. And then he just called me like a few minutes later and said, no, Daddy, go ahead and do it. Do it. And when I did it, and I come home and I say, I'm going to let you hear it. And I let him hear it. And he goes, oh my God. As a matter of fact, he said, OMG. He said, OMG, this is good. And
He was amazed.
yeah. And I said, all right, I'm glad you like it. And I'm going to use it on my next album. So that's how that come about. Africa now. I always believe that our ancestors are from Africa, and as you know about slavery and all these things that went on over the world, our one of our legends, Peter Touch, he sing that song. No matter where you come from, as long as you're a black man, you're an African. I believe that. All right, I'm gonna take it down and say, black people are brothers and sisters, but I'm gonna take it even to a next level where everybody in the world, I believe, are brothers and sisters. Whether you're black, you're white, whatever color you want to consider yourself, colored, whatever. I believe that we are all one people under God. And I believe that if we love and respect each other, we treat each other kindly, I believe that it will come back to us. And trust me, if you treat people badly too, it will come back to you. My mother always tell me, you can't plant peas and get corn. So after hearing that song, which is a group named Toto, an American group, when I heard Africa, I was like, wow. I was listening to it over the years, and I was, that's a nice song. And this just came to me one day. I was thinking, I said, it's a good song to cover. I'm gonna try that song. And I just started playing it and listening to it. And next thing I just called my keyboard player and said, listen, I want you to make a track for this for me. And he come back with it. I really like what he did, and I just jump on it and just blaze those lyrics over it, and it just came out pretty nice. So yeah, that was that. And then there was one more song you said?
Yeah, Love and Unity with Lucy.
All right, Love and Unity. So a friend of mine who used to be on a TV station in Jamaica, they call him Welder, but he's living in Canada right now. And when at the time I was in Jamaica, I did an interview with Talia Powers, and I met him because my interview was heard on TVJ, which he was working with. And so he said to me, why don't you do a song with The Messenger? Because I listened to some of your songs and they have some kind of religious feel to them and thing. And so I said, I would love to do that. And he said, I can get the link for you if you want. So he got the link for me. And I was here in the U.S. and Lucian was in Jamaica. And I wrote the lyrics, wrote the song, sing my part, send it down to him. And then he started, that day when they were vibing in the studio, Lucian was in there with them and everything. And Lucian and the guy Welder called me and said, Lucian is in the studio right now and he wants to talk to you. and he put me on FaceTime with Luciana, and we were talking. And Luciana said, "Who wrote this song?" And I said, "I wrote it." And he goes, "Wow, this is an amazing song, man. I'm glad to be a part of the project. I love it." You
He
know?
was feeling it.
Yeah. And then he gave me a salute and said, "No," and salute me and said, "That was nice." And so we put it together, and I can feel the energy in that song. What was coming from Luciana and myself as a duet on the song, and the feel that we gave it. Because if you notice in the first part of the song, I goes, "In the morning when I rise, I give praises to the Most High." And
Yeah.
then he answered me in the second verse when he said, "And every night before I sleep." So I'm like, yo, I'm waking up. Yeah, I feel the vibe and the energy. So I said, you know what, that's going to be the title track of the album, Love and Unity, because that's what the world needs today.
That's nice. It's a nice title too.
Thank you.
This is Marlon Clark representing for ReggaeBitz&Pcs, coming to you near or far, brothers and sisters, nephews and nieces, educational, informative, always giving you what is what about our history and music. Big up!